I overheard my fiance telling her friend that her ex was the best lover she's ever had. It's eating me up, and I don't know how to bring it up without imploding our relationship. Hey Reddit, I'm 28M, in a complete emotional spiral right now, and could really use some honest guidance from you all because this has been gnawing at me silently for a full month, and I haven't confided in a single person yet out of fear it'll blow everything up. My fiance, Emily, 27F, and I have been together for 3 wonderful years, engaged for the last 6 months, with our wedding plans already in motion for next summer. We've picked a scenic outdoor venue, started on guest lists, and even begun tasting cakes. We met through mutual friends at a local indie concert downtown. She's a marketing coordinator for a trendy fashion brand, handling vibrant social media campaigns, organizing photo shoots, and collaborating with influencers during her busy days, always bringing that outgoing, creative energy home. I'm a financial analyst at a mid-sized bank, spending my time crunching numbers, preparing quarterly reports, and analyzing market trends from my desk, which keeps me grounded but sometimes stressed. Our relationship has felt solid from the start. We share a cozy 2-bedroom apartment in the city, decorated with photos from our travels like our recent hiking trip to the mountains where we camped under the stars. And we talk openly about future dreams, like starting a family after the wedding and buying a house in the suburbs. She's affectionate, supportive through my work deadlines, and we've always had what I thought was a healthy, satisfying sex life. Regular, intimate, with plenty of laughter and closeness. We've navigated normal couple stuff, like her long hours during fashion week or my occasional overtime, without any major red flags. About a month ago, everything changed in an instant. I came home early from the office one afternoon because a pounding migraine hit me mid-meeting. I told my boss I needed to lie down and grab some painkillers on the way. When I quietly entered our apartment, I heard Emily on the phone in our bedroom. The door was slightly ajar, and she was laughing with her best friend, chatting away without realizing I was there. I wasn't trying to eavesdrop. I was just heading to the kitchen for water, but her words stopped me cold in the hallway. Oh God. Yeah, Jake, her ex from 4 years ago, was hands down the best lover I've ever had. He just knew exactly what to do every time, you know? The passion was insane. But don't tell anyone, especially not my name. He'd freak. She giggled and quickly changed the subject to wedding dress fittings and color schemes. My heart dropped like a stone. I stood there frozen, processing it, then pretended to just arrive by slamming the front door louder and calling out hello, acting as normal as possible while my mind raced. Jake was her college boyfriend. They dated for 2 intense years, broke up amicably when he moved across the country for a job opportunity in tech. And she's mentioned him casually before in stories about her early 20s, like group trips or parties, but always as ancient history with no lingering feelings. This comment, though, it hit me hard. Am I not measuring up? Is she secretly settling for me? Does she compare us every time we're intimate? I've been distant ever since, faking smiles during our evening routines like cooking dinner together or watching shows on the couch. But it's affecting everything. Less initiation of intimacy, snapping at colleagues during team calls, sleepless nights, staring at the ceiling replaying her words. The wedding's looming with deposits paid, and I love her deeply, but this insecurity is absolutely killing me from the inside. Do I confront her directly? Pretend I never heard it and ignore the pain? Suggest therapy? How do I bring this up without imploding our entire relationship? Any advice will be a lifesaver. Update 1. Thanks so much for all the thoughtful responses. A solid majority of you advise talking to her openly and honestly, noting that overhearing private conversations happens in close relationships, but bottling up the hurt could lead to long-term resentment and bigger problems down the line. A few warned that it might just be innocent girl talk or exaggeration in the moment, but suggested addressing my insecurities head-on to avoid letting it fester. Reading through your stories of similar situations really helped me build up the courage to face it. A week after my original post, I decided to bring it up during a quiet dinner at home. I made her favorite vegetable stir-fry with rice, setting the table with candles to keep things calm and romantic. After we ate and were sipping wine on the couch, I took a deep breath and said, "Hey, there's something that's been bothering me for a while. About a month ago, I came home early and accidentally overheard you on the phone with your friend, saying Jake was the best lover you've ever had. It's been messing with my head bad, making me feel like I'm not enough." Emily's face went pale instantly. She set down her glass and admitted it right away, her voice shaky. "Oh no, babe, I'm so sorry you heard that. It was just silly reminiscing after she asked about exes. And Jake was great physically in that wild college way, but our emotional connection and everything we have now makes what we share so much better overall. You're the one I choose every day." She apologized profusely, pulling me into a hug and promising I was overthinking it, but the comment didn't reflect how she feels about us. I felt a wave of relief wash over me, but there was still this lingering sting. Why say it at all if it wasn't true? We ended up having makeup sex that night, but I faked some enthusiasm to keep the peace, my mind wandering. My best buddy grabbed beers with me the next evening at our usual pub. He listened and said women sometimes chat like that to bond with friends, advising me not to overthink it and focus on the present. Work was rough that week. I messed up a key client report by transposing some figures from a distraction, earning a gentle reprimand from my manager during our check-in. Emily's mom called us both about wedding venue options, gushing over photos. I acted fine on the call, but internally I was still churning. Our family group chat stayed normal with weekend plans, but I started journaling my doubts in a private app on my phone each night before bed. Emily suggested a spontaneous weekend getaway to a nearby bed and breakfast to reconnect and make new memories. We booked it impulsively, and while I'm hopeful, I'm still processing if this is truly fixable or a deeper sign of incompatibility. Update 2. Reddit, your tips on deepening communication and not letting one comment define the relationship were super helpful. But things got more complicated and layered as we dug in. During our weekend getaway to that cozy lakeside cabin, we spent the days hiking scenic trails, picnicking by the water, and talking deeply around evening bonfires. It was meant to be romantic, but I couldn't hold back anymore. Over breakfast on the porch with coffee and fresh muffins, I pressed her. The Jake comment is still haunting me. Why specify he was the best? Does that mean I'm falling short somehow? Emily opened up more than before, her eyes welling up as she explained. Okay, honestly, Jake was adventurous and intense in bed, like trying new things with amazing stamina and that raw passion. But it was all superficial and ended badly. With you, it's loving, safe, and connected, though yeah, sometimes our routine feels a bit predictable. Hearing those specifics stung like hell. I felt inadequate and compared like second place in my own engagement. She cried, holding my hand and saying she loves our life together, and the comment was just thoughtless venting after a stressful day at work dealing with a tough client. We promised to spice things up moving forward, experimenting with new ideas that night in the cabin, which was fun but didn't fully erase the doubt. Back home on Monday, I confided in my sister over coffee at her place during my lunch break. She listened sympathetically and shared stories from her own dating history, saying it sounds like normal reflections on past relationships, but to watch for any patterns of dissatisfaction. Work gave me a performance review that week. It was mostly positive, highlighting my strong analyses, but my manager noted my recent distraction and minor errors, urging better focus. Emily's best friend, the one from the phone call, visited our apartment for a casual wine night. I overheard them laughing in the living room about guy egos and how they overanalyze everything, which made me paranoid and retreat to the bedroom early. Extended family got wind of our getaway through social media posts. Her dad called joking about pre-wedding jitters and how they build character, while my aunt texted support, sharing how she overcame similar doubts before her marriage. Tensions rose midweek when I accidentally found some old texts from Jake on Emily's phone while she was in the shower. Just innocent annual birthday wishes. She deleted them when I mentioned it, saying it's nothing to worry about in ancient history. I'm seriously considering solo therapy now to sort through this. The wedding invites are printed and ready to send, adding to the pressure, but I can't shake the feeling this might be a crack we need to fix that. Update 3. After the cabin trip revelations and update 2, deeper issues started emerging, turning my initial insecurity into real, gnawing doubt about our future together. I started solo therapy sessions via a convenient app, scheduling them during lunch breaks from my office cubicle. The therapist was insightful, helping me unpack how the overheard comment triggered old childhood fears of rejection. I was bullied in school for being the nerdy kid and linking it to broader patterns in our relationship, like Emily's occasional offhand remarks about past adventures. Emily noticed my growing distance during our daily routines, like quieter dinners where I'd zone out while she talked about her day, leading to a big, emotional talk one evening over glasses of wine on our balcony overlooking the city lights. This whole Jake thing is killing me inside. Do you secretly regret choosing me over someone more exciting? She broke down completely, tears streaming as she admitted Jake represented a wild, carefree phase in her life with spontaneous trips and intense physical chemistry, but revealed she'd even compared us mentally during our early dating months. Journaling about it in a private notebook, she showed me a few entries, praising my stability and kindness, but noting Jake's unmatched passion in bed. It hurt deeply to read those words, but she swore she's long over it, that our bond is deeper and more fulfilling, and suggested we try couples therapy to rebuild trust and intimacy. The conversation turned into an argument. I accused her of settling for safe me, and she called me paranoid for fixating on one comment. My parents hosted a family dinner that weekend at their house with homemade lasagna and salad. Mom sensed the tension in my quiet demeanor and pulled me aside in the kitchen, advising to talk it out fully before the vows. because marriage magnifies everything. Work stepped up with a surprise promotion to senior analyst, complete with a raise, but the stress triggered more migraines, forcing me to take a sick day for rest and reflection. Friends threw a low-key game night at a buddy's apartment. One pulled me aside during a break, sharing how his own engagement ended over similar ex-comparisons that revealed incompatibility. The real turning point came when Emily found my therapy app notes on my tablet one morning while making coffee. She confronted me tearfully in the kitchen, saying she felt hurt I went alone, but agreeing it was time for joint sessions to save us. Our first couples appointment is booked for next week. Emotions are still raw and mixed, but a flicker of hope is there amid the uncertainty. Update 4. 6 months since that fateful day, I overheard Emily's comment and let it spiral into doubt. Our relationship has emerged stronger and more resilient after dedicated therapy and mutual effort. We jumped into weekly couples therapy at a local counselor's office, starting with that first joint session where we laid everything out. The therapist guided us through Emily's bridal stress and unresolved baggage from her time with Jake, helping her see how the comment was a careless slip that amplified my insecurities. We worked on open communication, like daily check-ins over morning coffee, where we share highs and lows, and tried new intimacy ideas from books and apps, turning routine into exciting exploration that brought us closer. I continued solo therapy monthly, processing those deep-seated fears and gaining confidence in my worth, which has spilled over into other areas like asserting myself more at work. The wedding went ahead as planned, a beautiful outdoor ceremony with 100 guests, wildflowers everywhere, and no lingering doubts. We danced the night away, feeling truly connected. Work has thrived with my promotion, leading to leading bigger projects and even mentoring a junior analyst. Family bonds have tightened too. Her friend from the call apologized privately during a group brunch, admitting she encouraged the ex-talk without thinking. Our parents hosted a post-wedding barbecue where everyone toasted our growth. The overheard words, painful as they were, taught us both about vulnerability, honesty, and not letting past shadows dim the present. Reddit, your balanced advice, personal stories, and encouragement gave me the push to confront this head-on. Thanks for helping us turn a potential breaking point into a strengthening one. Signing off with gratitude.